but we're rolling. So first, I got the plush layout. I love the layout.
Yeah.
We're nice and comfy cozy here.
But I hear that your show deals with a lot of style, so I'm not surprised that y'all have the most stylish layout.
Yeah.
My first question is, I hear you guys go through Atlanta, and I'm not sure if you guys are from Atlanta at all, but how was that experience for you, like doing it up in the A-Town, and what was like some of the things that you took away from Atlanta?
You know, one of the things I took away is I've had businesses in Atlanta before, so I spent a lot of time there, and I actually love the city. You know, a lot of people, out here in LA or in New York might think that Atlanta's kind of backwards, but it really isn't. You know, there's a lot of loving, accepting people there. It has a ton of culture that you would not expect, amazing museums. You know, so what I took is don't judge a book by its location.
Yeah.
Accept everything and you'll learn things that you didn't know you'd learn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how does it feel to be on a platform like Netflix? I mean, I know a lot of times when you have shows that's supposed to have a niche audience, so to speak, they put them on networks like a BET for Black folks or a Telemundo for the Latinos or a Logo for LGBTQ.
Well,
But how does it feel to be Netflix where the whole world gets to see this content?
it's a global platform, right? So it's interesting, really, actually, to see, for me at least, the reaction that we get from different countries for specific episodes of the show. So while the show, it's Queer Eye, it's an LGBT plus show. It's perceived as such in countries that maybe aren't as developed in terms of those rights. In the U.S., where we still have a long way to go, we've made some strides.
Yeah.
But we're also dealing right now with a lot of like crazy political shit.
Yeah.
And so kindness is something that we haven't seen in a really long time because there's a lot of lying going on and there's a lot of like half-truths all over the place. So to have something that's really pure and that's just about helping people is very refreshing. So it's quite the trip.
To that point too, I think it would be a misconception to say that Queer Eye is a niche show for a niche audience because it's not about LGBTQ reaching out to heterosexuals. It's about human connection and what it is to be connected and what it is to communicate and what it is to come together.
Yeah.
So it's really a human story. It's not a story about LGBTQ stuff.
It's
And
not
we-
about five
and we-
gay guys, it's just about five guys.
Yeah,
who happen
and
to
we
be gay.
make, it's not just the visual, because a lot of people say, oh, this is only about making over. We have some very culturally relevant conversations that I think are really important, which are what is making making people laugh and cry. You know, like there's an episode that I have with a police officer where he is a white Southern, a Trump-supporting police officer, and me as a black man, who's raising black sons, this was very hard for me because I was thinking, how can I relate to you? There's going to be a disconnect because I only see you for this. And we have a conversation where we talk about Black Lives Matters and police brutality in this country, and it opens up people's eyes. I get messages from around the country from people who said, oh my gosh, I never knew what it was like for a person of color or for LGBT people, but now I can see our similarities instead of seeing just the differences.
Yeah, and thanks for correcting my language on that. I'm sensitive to it too. Like Black Panther is supposed to be a niche audience, but it's global. And I understand that. It's a
I didn't mean to.
No.
No, it was like perfect. I think a lot of people when they see the title Queer Eye, they think like, oh, it's a gay show, and it's a show about connection more than anything else.
Yeah.